F1-E arrives in Mexico for the second round of the 2021 season. And there was big news coming to Mexico because this was the deadline that the FIA had given teams to close the loopholes. The loopholes were made, of course, clear by Ferrari and Red Bull at pre-season testing, and mainly affecting the top three teams: McLaren, Aston Martin, and Mercedes, all of which have had to have brought revised specifications of their cars to match the new regulations. But this affects McLaren mostly in terms of their chassis and their rear end of the aero, which is a little bit less aerodynamic than it was before. Mercedes, however, have also had a big hit, partly on their engine as well, but also doing with tyre wear, as one of the loopholes components was helping them have less tyre wear. Now their car, which historically has been very bad with tyre wear, is looking like it's going to get potentially worse. We'll have to wait and see. Aston Martin will also have to come in with a new specification of car as well, although whether or not they will sit between McLaren and Mercedes and also Porsche is yet to be seen. George Russell did though say that he was looking forward to the challenge and hopes that he can start to improve after a disappointing result for him in Brazil. Meanwhile, there is some other news. The Jaguar have brought a small upgrade to their engine. They say that they have found a problem that was causing a power loss from their engine, which they have fixed, and they've also issued the same engine to Red Bull. They admit that the engine is still a long way off from where they want to be, but say that it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully they'll soon be able to catch the midfield likes of Alpine. DS Chichita are a main target. Red Bull, however, is still on target to produce their own engine, which rumours have it from sources inside Red Bull is a lot powerful than the Jaguar engine they're currently using now, although whether or not it will be as powerful as the Porsche and Mercedes engines, we'll have to wait and see. One thing for certain though is Red Bull could become a front-running team at the end of the season. But Lewis Hamilton stormed into pole position 0.3 faster than Stoffel Van Dorn. That's getting a 1-1 between those two in qualifying now. Sebastian Vettel lines up third, Pete Harmson fourth. The checkerboard of McLarens and Aston Martins just showing that tight pace there. Porsche suffered, and in actual fact Verstappen showed the improved Jaguar to set the same time as Pascal Wehrlein. Perez only 9th, Leclerc 10th. Outside the top 10, Carlos Sainz starts 11th. Fernando Alonso, the Alpine, isn't that great. Norris has improved to 13th place, but is still not where he wants to be. And the Cheetahs, the Dragons, and the Jaguars, even though they're actually worse than they were in Brazil, as they instead of having Bottas qualifying in 18th, they're both on the back row for today's Mexican Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1-E 2021 mod. Today we're doing the second round of the season at Mexico. If you of course missed the previous episode at Brazil, and of course the pre-season episode last week, then I recommend you go and check them out. There is a link to the playlist in the description below. And of course subscribe if you're new to the channel to see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod as and when they come out over the coming weeks. As well. Especially the fact we're also closing in on 400 subscribers. So yes, thank you if you have recently subscribed for the support. But yes, to Mexico City then, a track that I've done actually pretty well at recently on this game. It's one of my favourite tracks on this game. As on previous games, it wasn't so much, but the AI seem a lot weaker around here. They're not so dominant. Because there were previous games where I wouldn't even be able to win, as Esteban Ocon there on the race director is the only man on the medium tyres starting on the mediums. We'll see how he gets on. Race for us, I'm going to change this up. I don't like the look of that soft, hard strategy, so I'm going to change this up. I did think about doing a soft, medium, but I was thinking about the tyre wear. We haven't really tested the tyre wear in this mod. Bearing in mind, it's a brand, like in real life, for 2021, it's a brand new tyre specification. So Pirelli have brought, it's less than what is seen on previous series of the F1-E mod, but there is still a little bit more harsher tyre wear. So we can't be complacent. We'll move to the hard tyres, and then if the hards are terrible, we will then jump to a set of mediums early, so we have that escape mechanism. But we don't want to do 2 sets of mediums and then find out we ran out of tyres at the end. But fight for lights then for the Mexican Grand Prix, and away we go. And it's a good start, better than Van Dorn had a terrible start. Hamilton is clear out away. We're now down the split Van Dorn and Vettel, and we come out the other side between them. And now we're going to have a look at Hamilton into turn 1 there, around the outside. We'll turn to the inside of turn 2, but Hamilton has the better exit. We get a little bit on the curve on turn 2, and Hamilton has the better exit out of turn 3, as Vettel and Van Dorn now go battling for 3rd place. Russell and Ricciardo, and the 2 Porsches who may have had a bit of a bad qualifying. Perez qualifying behind Verstappen, they've already managed to get ahead in the races. Hamilton had a twitch there, if you missed it a little bit on screen, but we're unable to capitalise really on Hamilton. His pace is really good. Same can be said for Van Dorn. Vettel is all over the back of there. They had touch banging side pods between Vettel and Van Dorn, and Vettel is going to get through on this occasion, although they are going to start to yo-yo as we watch Valtteri Bottas. He's got DRS on his teammate Nick de Vries, and he's lost it, and he's in the wall, and Bottas is out of the race after pretty much bottling it into the wall there, as that only allowed virtual safety car to come out, as Van Dorn is indeed now back in front of Vettel. So those two are definitely fighting hard for P3 and allowing us to build a little bit of a gap to the rest of that pack as we're coming into the end of lap 8 tyre, where tyres already going off. Hamilton came in and Vettel, came in a couple of laps earlier. The Aston Martin is actually coming in now is Russell, who's behind. There is Russell coming in. He's stopping. We come out ahead of him, as well as I think that's the Red Bull of Verstappen, coming out as Hamilton comes out, and we're going to try and come out ahead of Vettel. It's going to be close with Vettel. Vettel, he's on another set of soft tyres, as looks like Hamilton, and but we force him to the inside. He takes a bit of the curve and loses out. So the 2 Dragon cars are ahead of Vettel. That's going to slow up Van Dorn on the mini-map. You can see Vettel, though, is coming back to us in towards the stadium section, the weakest point for me on this track. But nothing doing there, and we retain what is P8 as Ricciardo is in now, as the 2 Porsches are in the lead. They're going a little bit longer like they did in Brazil. Remember, Perez did a 1-stop, so it seems that the Porsches have less tyre wear than everybody else, even ourselves at McLaren. So that'll be interesting to see if they can do, if they're doing a 1-stop or if they're doing a 2-stop, but maybe just not using the hards or something. As Schumacher was trying to overtake Norris there, and has put it in the wall like Bottas did, and de Vries has smashed into the back of him down the pit straight. A huge crash. It's going to bring out the safety car of all things, and Vettel and Hamilton are coming in, as is one of the Porsches who was leading the race, yet to make this stop. So the Porsche, one of the Porsche, I think both Porsches are in a good position. So we have the lead from Van Dorn. Russell is in 3rd, yet to make his 2nd stop from a set of soft tyres. I believe that's also Ricciardo in 4th, and both Porsches on the soft tyres as well, as we ghosted trying to slow the pack down for the safety car, and that sort of had a knock-on effect further back. So we, through the final corner, I just decided to just slow up completely. The hards shouldn't be that too long to warm up. As we come out of the final corner, everybody's had caught up on the mini-map, so I just went for it. And Van Dorn isn't close enough to be able to make an overtake. In actual fact, it looks like Russell might have a go at Van Dorn going into turn 1, but nothing doing there for either of them, and we retain P1 as one person is moving up now. Is Sebastian Vettel. He's behind both Ferraris, one of them on the mediums, one on the soft. He's now down the inside of Max Verstappen, and is up another position. I think that's up into P10. It doesn't take long for Vettel though to catch the back of the train with the top 8, top big 4 cars. Although saying that, it's now down to a top 7 because Lewis Hamilton is now out of the race. It's such a shame because I'd love to have seen where he was going to come out on his what looked like a 3-stop strategy, as Perez got DRS on us, tried to come back at us on with DRS. I think Perez was the one that didn't pitted under safety car, was that Porsche. There, Verline I think has already come in, as is Ricciardo a couple of laps before. But yeah, getting the hards are definitely going off, and we've got to make it to lap 27, I think it was. So we might have to think about that, changing it up and go on a set of mediums maybe. And that's exactly what we're going to do, moving a lap later to lap 23. We're losing so much time to Van Dorn and the rest that if we were to go on to lap 27, well, A, we'd probably have a puncher on the rear, probably on the rear, on both rears, and B, we'd also be in 7th place. So we're going to come in and we're going to try and, it's sort of a damage limitation. We're still going to be on better tyres though than the rest of the field as Van Dorn goes through and takes the lead. It's going to be close between ourselves, that's Russell and Ricciardo there, both of which are going to go through into P2 and PT3 respectively. So a little bit annoying that the Haas haven't delivered. Yes, Ricciardo now is coming to have a look on Russell. This is lap 25. We had to take a little bit of avoiding action to avoid going into the back of them. We get a better line though going through turn 3, but Russell there is forced out by Ricciardo, and we're just going to power on through. Can we now get Ricciardo? He defends the outside, so we're going to dive down the inside of Ricciardo, move up into P2. But yeah, I mean, I think Ricciardo probably got the memo. He's on the worse tyres than us. He's on the hards. He hasn't really shown up today, really. He hadn't really been asleep until now. Now he's starting to make the moves in the show as one of the Porsches. I think that's Perez ahead of Verline, having a go at Russell. And in the end, Perez that gets in front of Russell. So Russell going backwards in this race might have an issue with his car, or something's going on with that Aston Martin, and he's plummeting down the list. In actual fact, he plummets behind his teammate even, with Vettel getting in front, of Russell in the end. As we jump a few laps later, Verline is the next man up. Can Vettel get there? Bear in mind Vettel is on and also the other man on a set of mediums. So we jump to lap 33. It's heartbreak for the McLaren team today as Daniel Ricciardo is out of the race with an engine failure. So that's really unfortunate. That's going to allow Pierre Gasly in the DS Techeetah car to come into 10th place. So Gasly's having a good season, considering the fact that that car, not a lot of expectations has been given to where that car really is. As we jump to the final lap of the Grand Prix then, Stoffel Van Dorn, haven't been able to catch him, but Van Dorn's in the pits. He's coming in for a last lap pit stop onto a set of soft tyres. So he doesn't think he can go all the way without getting a puncture, and that's going to allow us to take the lead. It's going to allow Vettel, is ahead of Verline as well in the Aston Martin car. Missed the original overtake, but Verline is coming back at Vettel with DRS, and he's going to probably have the move down the inside into turn 2 and turn 3, and he'll have DRS on the last lap. Well, coming out the final corner then for us, it's a win that we probably didn't deserve to have during the fact our pace in the final stages we couldn't catch Van Dorn. Van Dorn was controlling the pace, but it's a win that we'll take nevertheless. Our first win for McLaren, I think it's our 4th win in this series. We had a couple of wins for Jaguar at the end of last season. But Perez and Verline, I'm sure they'll be over the moon and overjoyed with, especially with Porsche getting a double podium, second and third there. Aston Martin will be disappointed they couldn't get on the podium at all. Van Dorn will be heartbroken that he had to make that last minute pit stop. Sainz, Leclerc both in the top 10 for Ferrari. They'll be happy as well, along with Verstappen. Lando Norris standing P14. He'll be disappointed that he can't really get underway. He did have early contact, I think, which is why he's on a 3-stop. Alonso, not great, being beaten up by Ocon twice now. Tsunoda actually beat Alonso, and Tsunoda showing good pace there. Can he get dragging some points in that car? That would be a big achievement for him there. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, then, we have a big 14-point gap lead now to Lewis Hamilton, who only got 3 points for fastest lap and pole. Perez jumps to third with his second place. Vettel stays in fourth. Verline and Russell 5th and 6th, with Ricciardo and Van Dorn disappointed in 7th and 8th. Sainz and Verstappen move up into the top 12. With their first points of the season. We'll see if they can build on that. In terms of the constructors, we only have a 12-point lead to Porsche, who got us 2-3, so Porsche may be on the rise. We'll see if they can get a victory at some point. Aston Martin are a further 2 points back. Mercedes dropped to 4th place, with only Van Dorn getting 6th place. Ferrari retains 5th place, and Red Bull move ahead of Alpine and DS Techeetah up into 6th place with their first points of the season. So yes, that is where I'm going to leave it for this episode of the F1-E mod. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for you see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod and other F1 racing game videos as and when they come out. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.